evening, UPBOptionMillionaires.com, August 28, 2014. It's a Thursday. We have a couple days left for the summer until it comes to an end. We'll be in September in a couple days. We have the long holiday weekend coming up. It's Friday tomorrow. Look at stock futures after the close. Rocketing higher. Look at this consolidation pattern we had into the close. Rocketed to session highs. We had the weakness this morning. It was weak, folks. It was weak. We had the Ukrainian-Russian conflict come to a head for the 750th time this month. Russia's invading Ukraine. They're going in there with duct tape hanging off their license plates. Putin has gone over there himself, riding topless on one of his horses to white out the Russian symbol on all the tanks and military vehicles so that nobody knows it's Russia. Nonetheless, we tumbled. Oh no, here we go again. We've seen this before. Haven't we read this story? It's like the same book. We've had the same book for the last 5 years, has the same ending, yet for some reason, people out there think that the ending changes. You know, it's like, oh, I'm short, here we are. Oh, no, here we're up here. Someone looks at this chart, it's like, yeah, well, via, my bearish chart perspective, this chart looks very bearish to me. It was the S&P 500 ETF, the spiders here. This looks very bearish. Yeah, each time we've dipped down to support, we've just crumbled. It's funny because the same people who were telling you to sell the rip here, they were telling you just a couple weeks ago to sell this rip, stocks are going to tumble. They mysteriously went short here, right at the top, precisely at the top, 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. They called up their broker. Hey, listen, wake up, buddy. Yeah, those trades you can make pre-market before everybody else. Yeah, those option trades. Yeah, get me in those. Get me in. I want to short this market for the 700th time. Tell all of my Fake Money Pro subscribers that I'm short the market right when it opens, because when the market's rallying, yeah, I'm quiet. I'm talking about, baseball and Woodstock. But when it's declining, I'm in at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've woken up. There's an alert on my iPhone. And so, yeah, there they are again. And here we are. Stock futures are higher. Can I just laugh? Yeah, I'm one of those bears. I was a bear for a while. And, this is a 2-year daily chart. Let's go back to the 5-year. I mean, at some point, it's like you touch a stove that's hot, scalding hot. You take your fingers away. But I don't understand how any of the bears have any fingers left. They've been touching the burning, scalding hot stove for 5 years. I did it. I've got 3 fingers left. 3 fingers enough to buy the calls. Not go short every time the market looks like it's in distress. So nonetheless, I'm going to get off my soapbox here. If you want to fast forward a little bit, I like Google. And I was talking about it today. I was talking about it recently as this beautiful cup and handle for continuation pattern. And I think we're going to hit record prices in the coming weeks. And I'm in next week's call. So yeah, market makers, take it down tomorrow. I'm still in the calls, buddy. You can't beat me. Just keep in mind, next week is September. And yeah, very bearish for the market, right? September is a bad month historically. 103.7 reasons why the market is down in September. You'll see that tomorrow in Market Watch, probably, right before the market opens. Nonetheless, I am in the calls. I love this for move higher. Fuel, and I talked about this morning. Look at fuel. This is a 5-year. It's a weekly chart. Fuel hasn't been trading 5 years, but nonetheless, you look at a weekly chart and you can see what I was talking about as far as the possibilities for this stock moving forward. See this gap down? I think that could get filled. That'll bring us up to $25. Was a $10 move to the upside, which is a significant move. I'm in the September calls. I will profit if it does continue this move to the upside, and I think it will. I also like FUYE, which closed right at $30. Go figure. Look at this support level here. There was a lot of buying interest right at this $28 level. And look at the move up. This is just a start. I mean, some people are like all excited about the move. No, the move really hasn't even started yet. Once we get up to 35, that's when it's going to get crazy. We had Sears Holdings down 1.34%, but look at this move up. We recaptured pretty much all the losses from the earnings report, and we look poised here. Again, I brought this up in my morning market video that we could break out here, and I've been talking about this for a couple weeks. So I'm a broken record, Whole Foods declined. It briefly went over $40. You can look at my private Twitter account. I've been talking about this for a while. One day does not make a trend, but nonetheless, we've bottomed. We had that great move over 40. I think we're at the start, we're at the cusp of a rally to fill this gap up at $48 for Whole Foods. TLT, this is one of my favorite stocks here. It's not a stock, it's an ETF. It's the 20-year bond treasury ETF. And basically what it's tracking is the treasury market. And so when technically, if you look historically, people would say, all right, well, the stock market's down. They put their money into bonds. Essentially people are selling something, buying something else. So if they're selling stocks, normally they buy bonds. But guess what? The bond market and stocks have been rallying in unison. Crazy. Nonetheless, we've hit a nice double top here on TLT. And yeah, if this was an ETF tracking the stock market, IWM or DIA, and it was double topping, this is bullish. This is very bullish. But since it's not, and I haven't, burned off 7 of my fingers already trying to short this thing, I'm looking at a nice double top here for TLT. And guess what happens when the bond market sells off? Stocks continue to head higher. So it's a win-win. And we can have bonds and stocks sell off at the same time. So TLT, if you're just sick of this market, you're sick of this constant uptrend, you're saying to yourself, you want it, you just have that, you bears out there is like, I got to be shorting something. I got to be calling the top in something. Call it here, TLT. I got into puts. I called it actually in the chat room at optionmillionaires.com. If you want to kick the tires, we have the Labor Day trial going on. But I love this for a pullback here. We've had a really sharp move to the upside. And actually, a couple Fridays ago, I got into long-term TLT puts. Worked out nicely, closed those out. And I think we're going to see another decline down to 118. I'm into 119s at like 80 cents. I got into 119 weeklies at 20 cents. So it's, we're looking good. So that's TLT. And let's go into one more stock that I am looking at, ESI. Nobody's talking about this one because it's garbage. It's trash. And when somebody's got trash, yeah, you just don't want to deal with it. But guess what? The options are pretty cheap. And I think we could see a reversal here. Yeah, down almost to recent lows was down at about $7.50. So we're down at about the $8 level. The $9 calls are something like 45 cents. I like this one for a reversal. You can get the September calls. You can go out in November, January, December, whatever you like. Come on. We don't hold you to one particular month. Nonetheless, I love this for a rebound over 10 bucks. And if we get that move, my $9 calls, especially if it happens within the next week or two, are going to be a nice 100% gain. We get that smart rally when everybody just jumps on the bandwagon. Something like 60% of the stock is in the hand of the shorts. So if the shorts decide to cover, they've been in since $45. It's a little greedy down here at $7.50. I mean, you're really, picking up nickels in front of a steamroller if you're holding for 0 when you've been in since 45. And actually 5 years ago, it was a $120 stock. So yeah, if you're in from $120 and you're holding now down here at $7.50, yeah, you might want to cover. And then we can get, even just absent any kind of technical or earnings news, we could just get a sharp snapback rally just for the heck of it. Things like this just happen. That's what you got to love about the stock market. One day you go to sleep and your stock isn't doing so well. The next minute you wake up, Carl Icahn's bought a 15% stake and is trying to make it into something it's not. And you know what? You don't care. You're like, hey, love it. Show me the money. And that's what I think is going to happen with ESI. Who knows? This could be some sort of educational services vehicle that they use to buy, I don't know, unsubordinated debt or something. They could just, maybe they'll turn from an education services company into legalized marijuana. That'll be a good one. Love that. Maybe we should just have someone pick that up, just buy a couple shares of the stock, get on the board, turn it into an educational marijuana stock. That's great. Education and marijuana. Perfect together. I mean, that's great. I mean, high times. So that would definitely send the stock higher. All right, that's about it. It's Thursday night, Thursday evening. I'm going to get it going for tomorrow, get some rest, and I'm looking for gains in the market. Again, look at the S&P 500 futures. I mean, I just laugh when I see it. It's like, yes, I'm short. I've been shorting ever since 3 o'clock in the morning. Called up my broker, said, hey, listen, call up my buddy Putin, who's topless, dancing around probably in a mirror in a G-string. Call him up and tell him to orchestrate that fake invasion. Put the duct tape. I could just imagine those tanks. I could picture those tanks, going into the Ukraine with like the duct tape barely dangling there. It's all right. That's not funny. War is not funny, but laughing at gains to the upside, that's funny. Laughing at the bears who've been wrong for 5 years. I've been wrong. I was a bear for a while. I am a bear at heart. Yeah, and laugh at me now. Yeah, all of this will end badly. It will. I mean, we can all say that. We can have that caveat, but you know what? It's going to end badly with hopefully a lot more money in the pocket of the people who decided to go along with the trend. When you see a trend, take it. Let's look at that chart one more time. That's bullish. Look at it, S&P 500. Pull it back for the 2-year. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I mean, What's bearish about that? Until we break this Abenomics low, it's on like Donkey Kong. All right, UBB. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. I'll see you in the morning at the chat room at optionmillionaires.com.